It's Christina. Welcome to Wednesday. I am here with Mark and Brody. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
Yay! Don't sound too excited. So this is a really special week because we have not one, but two covers, two issues going on newsstands this week, so get really excited. We are talking all about Meghan Markle. She graces our first cover of the week. And then we also have Reese Witherspoon. We are going inside her relationship with her teenage daughter who looks just like her, Ava. So very exciting. So we have a lot to get to today. We also have news on Demi Lovato. We have news on Amber Portwood. We went down to Nashville with Kristin Cavallari to talk all about her reality show, her life in Nashville, her marriage, her kids. So there's a lot to unravel. So of course we want to hear from you guys, so please send us your questions and your comments. Shall we talk about Miss Meghan Markle?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so she is the new people's princess. Since her May 19th wedding to Prince Harry, Meghan Markle is channeling her his late mother, Princess Diana. A source tells us Meghan wants to make a difference in the world. It's one of the reasons she was so keen to get started with her charity work as soon as she married Harry. And it seems like the Queen has taken a liking to Meghan as well. The two have met several times, both privately and publicly, since the wedding, with the source telling us it's been a fantastic opportunity for her to get to know more about Meghan. I love that they're best friends.
Best friends. I don't know.
They're friends.
They're
In my
friendly.
mind, they're best friends.
They're friendly.
Almost besties, I'd say.
Almost. So what are we talking about with Meghan here?
Go ahead.
Well, I just think it's incredible that Meghan, who's 36, and the Queen, who's 92, which is a 56-year age difference, have kind of found this like commonality. They bonded it over their love for corgis and their love for animals. They've bonded over their love for funny stories. She has a great sense of humor, and I think that Meghan really brings out a warmer side of the Queen that we haven't really seen in a long time.
I know, we don't really see her out and about laughing and having a good time.
I mean, you're not going to see the Queen like doubled over with laughter, but no,
Right.
our sources definitely said that Meghan has a sense of humor that the Queen really appreciates. There's a warmth to her, and our sources also had said that Meghan's very attentive and observant, and that allows her to engage with the Queen in a way that the Queen really appreciates.
Yes, definitely.
And it's really funny. I interviewed Bishop Michael Curry last week, who married Meghan and Harry, and he told us that their love brought together the world. It brought together people from all walks of life, and I think the Queen probably loves that this couple is now advancing their family.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, and sources at Kensington Palace had told us that Meghan, they already know, they can see that Meghan will have a global impact, and she's already, busy at work, and then that way she reminds them a lot of Diana.
Yeah.
And her charity work and her concern for the world and philanthropy.
Right, and she's concentrating a lot of smaller organizations, right? Just like Princess Diana did. Yeah.
Yeah, amazingly, Princess Diana unfortunately died at age 36, which is Meghan's age right now. And when she died, she was working intimately with 6 organizations, where Kate Middleton works with 14, and Prince Charles works with 400. So I think that, like Diana, she really
It's not a competition.
Right.
she just really, I think,
Are you trying to upstage me?
she's definitely trying to put her attention to a small amount of organizations and really get to know them, and really to dive in and get in the trenches and meet the people and get her hands dirty, which I think is exactly what Diana did.
Yeah, no, totally. It seems like they are well on their way. I'm sure going to be on Baby Bump Watch soon.
Oh,
I'm
we
so
already
excited.
are.
I know. I'm so excited. So excited. All right, let's move on and talk about Reese Witherspoon, because she and her lookalike teenage daughter Ava are BFFs. In this week's issue, we are taking a look inside their mother-daughter relationship, and according to a source, these two just love being together. In fact, they are pretty much inseparable, with an insider telling us that they talk several times a day and go to each other for everything. It's so crazy. They literally look so much alike.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And our sources have said Reese is a super hands-on, dedicated mom, and she's always there for games and supporting the kids in the way that she can. She's given a lot of interviews before where she said she's constantly thinking about her kids. It's like a CNN ticker for her. She, she's always, is Ava okay? Is Deacon okay? Is Tennessee okay? Which is great to hear, because it's like it seems on Instagram playing out in real life.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Reese is only 24 when she had Ava. So she said recently in an interview that her whole life just kind of changed dramatically, and she wasn't necessarily ready for that change, but she went with it, and now they're best friends. They look identical, even though they're 22 years apart, something like that. And it's so funny because now Reese goes to Ava for fashion advice, for advice on what's going on with women, young women, and I think on the flip side, Ava goes to Reese for advice about issues that are facing all of us, including times up, and she's really inspired by her mom. So I think they have a really lovely relationship.
Yeah, well, they kind of grew up together too. If she had her at 24, she had her a bit younger, so they definitely kind of did grow up together. So they have a really close relationship. So it's really cool. Yeah. They're adorable, and she's kind of following in her mom's footsteps as well. So
slowly. We'll see how much of a footstep she follows in. But there's an interest in fashion and having a public presence.
Right. She's like a really good mix of both parents.
She definitely is.
Yeah. Because in some photos she looks just like Ryan, and then other photos she looks just like Reese. So I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, 100%. She got blessed with those good genes. Definitely. All right, let's move on to Demi Lovato because she is facing a brave battle. After celebrating 6 years of sobriety in March, the singer revealed that she had relapsed in her new song Sober. A source tells us that Demi felt terrible about herself and was really depressed, but it looks like she's getting herself back on track.
She definitely is, and our sources have said that she's, going to meetings, she's back working the program, she's feeling healthy, she's looking good. It's great to hear that she's back on track. Demi has been so open about her battle and her journey throughout, and I think it was commendable for a lot of people who are inspired by her fans who are so invested in her well-being. And she's talked about that she was sad that she felt like she let down her fans.
I'm sure, yeah.
Of course, and there's a huge amount of pressure being a star at such a young age, and she opened up about that in her documentary where she tried cocaine at 17 and was kind of exposed to a lot of things. And who can you trust, and where do you turn to when these things happen? And so she was on tour recently in Spain, and she released the song Sober just a few days before kind of coming clean about her own relapse. And her biggest fear, like you said, was will fans be disappointed? Will they turn their backs on me? And the answer is no. If you go through Twitter and social media, people are so inspired by her. People really connect to her transparency and her being authentic. And I think that is why she is so likable. Is she's real, and we can look to her as someone for advice.
Yeah, definitely. And we heard that she's going back to the gym and going back into meetings and things like that.
She's got it under control, our sources have said, but she, clearly had relapsed and was very brave and candid about that.
Definitely. Well, it's good to see, like we said, that she's back on track, and she's releasing new music and things like that. And she's always been an open book, and this is how she's not afraid to tell you how it is.
Yeah, and that's why the Lovatics love her.
Yes. Are you a Lovatic?
Yeah, of course I'm
a Lovatic. Are you a Lovatic?
Of course.
Does that mean you're not a Lovatic?
I am. No, I totally am. I totally am. No, I think Demi is fantastic.
She's incredible.
And it takes a lot of courage to kind of stand up and, say, like, I messed up. I'm not, I'm not on the wagon anymore, so it's commendable for her, and hopefully she's in a better place.
Yeah, and we've seen other celebrities reach out in their support, like Sia tweeted her saying, hang in there.
Totally.
It's great.
Yay, go Demi. All right, so Teen Mom OG star Amber Portwood has a new baby and a new outlook on parenthood. Amber and boyfriend Andrew Glennon welcomed their son James on May 8th, and she told us, "This is the change for me to really show what kind of mother I am." Portwood says that this time around, she is making sure that she doesn't fall into old patterns and get into a depressed state. It seems like Amber is in a really good place.
Yeah,
right?
We talked to Amber. She let us into her home. We photographed her there. It was really great to see her, having another chance, being a mom.
Yeah.
She said things with Gary are actually in a really good place. They co-parent a kid together, and she talked about raising this new baby with Andrew, and how they're kind of a mix of both playful parents but also sort of strict. And it's great to see Amber doing well. She's been through a lot, as fans of Teen Mom know.
Right.
She's been arrested multiple times. She's struggled with addiction issues and mental health issues. But now she seems like she's in a really good place in our interview.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. When we first met Amber, she was only 18. So I think that a lot has changed in this past decade. And like Brody said, 10 years later, she's gone through bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder and addiction and being arrested and all the drama that comes along with marriage and breakups. And I think Gary, now they're connected and they're on the same page. I think it's easier for them to be a family unit, and they can be supportive of each other. And now she has a new baby in her life. It's really coming together for her in a really great way.
It is so crazy that we've been following this story for 10 years.
It's
like,
crazy.
Where did the time go? It's really insane. And she also has a 9-year-old daughter who seems to have taken a liking to James. Right?
Yeah. She's been sharing cute pictures of them together on social media. It's really nice, and it's just, again, so great to see her in like a healthy place.
Yeah, definitely.
And happy and in love, because she's been through some rocky
times.
relationships.
Yeah,
Sure
and she
has.
said Andrew has been an amazing father and really supportive of her and kind of helping her through the first couple months of motherhood, which isn't easy.
Right, and yeah, she's been open about struggling with
Mm-hmm.
postpartum before, and she said, he's been really concerned about that, and making sure she's okay.
Yeah.
And she is.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for Amber.
Go
Yay. Okay, let's talk about Kristin Cavallari because she is returning to reality. The former Hills star has a new reality show called Very Cavallari, and the former Hills star invited us down to her hometown of Nashville, where she showed us the perfect stops for a girls trip and talked all about her new show, telling us it's the grown-up Kristin. You get to see me as a boss. Take a look.
The show is just about my life. It's every area of my life. So it is me as a businesswoman, and you see the whole journey of opening up Uncommon James and my staff. It's me as a wife. My husband Jay is on it, and it's me as a friend. My best friend Kelly is on it. So it really encompasses everything in my life. My kids are not on it. Jay and I just really, we just don't want to rob them of that decision to have their lives blasted all over the place.
I'm so excited to have her back.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
the
are.
bitch is back.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And people, people have been murmuring and whispering, hoping for a Hills reunion. We talked to her about that. We talked to her about that too. She said
course.
it doesn't feel right for it to happen without Lauren.
Yeah.
Or Elsie.
If you're a true
Yeah,
OG.
but it's great to see this new chapter for her.
Yeah.
She's an entrepreneur. She's a very busy mom. She's a girlfriend. She's a friend. She's a wife. And,
Yeah.
we talked to her. We said, was it harder to convince Jay? And she said, yeah, he needed some convincing.
I'm
He's
sure.
private and protective.
Yeah, no.
He is private and protective, and what's cool about Kristin in this show is that it's not going to be like The Hills. Like, you're not going to see the drama at home. Like, this is more about her being a business person and working in her store in Nashville, and you're not going to see her kids on the screen. You might see her FaceTiming her kids, but she's letting her kids have their privacy, and they can decide when they're older if they want to be a part of the limelight. But so I think we're seeing, 8 years later after The Hills, we're seeing a much older, more mature version of Kristin that
I
think
hope it's not like so mature because I want her to bring some type of drama.
She was like such an incredible pot stirrer.
She
with
was.
lots of
Remember-
people.
yes.
She's gonna have to bring on like Heidi and Spencer to
No.
to her.
Yes, she should.
perhaps a
Yeah.
drive-by. We'll see some drama. I
I'm
think.
sure we
They're
will.
working in the store, maybe.
Spencer comes down and
Campaign
handing
to
out some
make Spidey
crystals.
famous again. They can be like in the little corner of the store.
Yes, totally. But it seems like they have really, settled down in Nashville. He's no longer playing football, so he's going to be around a lot more.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see their dynamic because we don't really know too much about Jay. So
Yeah,
I'm kind
it will
of
be interesting to
interested
hear
to
from
see.
Jay. And
It will
she
be.
said something she'll keep off screen, but we will see more of their dynamic.
Yeah, I'm really excited
exciting.
about
And they're a
that.
hot couple. Like they're good to look at. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready for it.
I know. I still can't believe that she is a mom of 3.
Yeah.
She has this business, and she's doing
She's
it all.
living in Nashville,
She's living in
like,
Nashville. Like, who would have
all of it's
thought? Like,
really mind-blowing.
who would have thought when she had the love triangle with Steven and Elsie that she would be here? Who knew? Jeep is saying Meghan's our princess, full of character and style too. Yes, going back to the Meghan Markle story, it seems like a lot of people have really taken a liking to Meghan. Yeah, so she's beautiful inside and out. I mean, I don't know. I've never met her, so I'm sure she's fabulous.
I love that she wore Diana's ring too
Yes.
at the second part of her wedding. I thought that was so sweet that she really paid homage to her mother-in-law.
Yeah, definitely. Well, her wedding ring is
Well, it's that Diana ring, but it's also like paying homage, and it's also like, hi haters. I'm
oh, right,
still here.
seriously, yeah. Take a look at
Oh,
that.
yeah, you think I was gonna make it? Guess what?
She's not going anywhere.
So that's just a little bit of a highlight of what is going on in the magazine. There's so much more,
Yeah,
Brody.
both these magazines. We've got a great 25 things list in
Yes.
here. We've got some great interviews, and it's really exciting.
There's
Lots
a
of
lot,
fun
yeah. So
picks,
there's a lot to unravel. So make sure you pick up not 1, but 2 issues of Us Weekly on newsstands this
Ba-blam.
week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mark, Brody, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for much more on all of these stories, make sure you head on over to usmagazine.com. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.